Hey everybody, it's tafony here once again. Hope you're doing well. Today I am rambling about the ALM MCO Mark II. It is a 6 HP digital voice for Eurorack. I say voice because it's partly a VCO, but it's also a full synthesizer voice. It also is a drum synth. It is so many things. It has onboard modulation. It has everything. It's like, anyway, we'll get into it in the rambling about. That's what it's for. Let's get the quick housekeeping out of the way. I'm not affiliated with ALM. They didn't send this to me. It's not sponsored by anybody or anything like that. I purchased this used with my own money off our good Euro pal, Sean. Thank you for doing so. I know you watched the show, so I really appreciate that. I'm excited to get into this one. I'm just going to say, though, as always, I'm not a journalist. I'm not here to present it to you, sell it to you, assess it for you, anything like that. I just want to share my thoughts, my own opinions, my own ramblings, my own feelings, everything with you in hardware, music, synthesis, and today that is going to include the MCO Mark II. And more importantly than all of that, it sounds like this. Okay, MCO Mark II. I will try and keep this very short because I want to get through all of the algorithms, of which there are 7. I'll say I had the MCO Mark I. I really liked it. I love wavetables. I have been seeing that for a long time and recently discovered that apparently they are like the noob synthesis. So I understand why I like it so much, that is. Yeah, I'll try and cover this as closely as I can, but there is a lot to go through, so we better rapid fire it. I'm just going to go through voice by voice first. And unlike the MFX video where I preset surf because I feel like you're going to want to preset surf when it comes to the MFX, I think in the MCO you're going to want to do all the design yourself. I said in the last video as well, while we're talking about ALM modules, that if I had my whole system went away tomorrow, the first module I would purchase back would be PAMS Pro. I think the second one honestly would be MCO Mark II, not because I think it's the best voice necessarily, but because it just does so much. It is like you could have a very formidable jam on a case with PAMS Pro and the MCO Mark II, which we're about to show you now. So I have the oscilloscope hooked up with 2 outputs, which are mixed in my mixer to it, which will sound like this. And in the case of the wavetable, the DigiWave voice, there's a sub output, which you'll hear now, and a output A, which is just like the root. Oh, we love some PWM going on. Yes. So, that. Let's jump in. So, first screen, pitch. You have a bunch of options, and with the 1 back button and 1 clicking encoder set up, the way it kind of works is like you press into it, and I get octave first, and I twist it to adjust. And I press next to go through the next option. So you can do semitone jumping here too. And then there is sense for fine-tuning. Scale, I am not going to. I think that means onboard quantization, which is insane. Again, like, the depth here. It almost scares me that, like, they've been able to do so much with it that, like, in future updates they might have scope creep and lose some of the simplicity, but whether or not that's the case remains to be seen. The next option is the chord mode. So currently in mono, you can switch to octave, fifths, major, and I think you can up major fourth. You can dominant 7. You can upload your own to here as well. And I just want to point out that it doesn't make the sub-octave polyphony or polyphonic or anything like that. So you get a chord at the root, or an octave, and then an octave below. So yeah, just wanted to keep that in mind. We're gonna stick to mono for most of this video. You can do different inversions here. Let's show you the inversions though. We'll go to major, and you can do a bunch of different inversions. So, and you can cycle through the inversions over CV, which is crazy. So you also can upload user wavetables via USB, which is nuts. Yeah. So let's do some wave scanning here, and I'll show you sort of some of the beauty. They have masterfully built this. You can really tell. I watched an interview with ALM, and they were talking about their background in software design, and I think screen's good. I always say mark it off your tafony bingo checklist. Screen's good, button combo's bad, and I think MCO is a perfect example of that, or of why I feel that way, because you can see in real time what the wavetables look like when you scan through them. And I believe this is an actual sort of like oscilloscope, right? Because A, the actual oscilloscope I have on the screen right now is beside it, and B, because across the board for like any parameter, I believe, there's a workflow where if you go past 0, you can do either assign it CV inputs. I'm not sending it any CV inputs right now. You can use the envelope input, which is based off of my triggers, obviously, and it's showing the scanning of the wavetable. I absolutely adore that. Yeah, or one of the 3 internal LFOs, which again is insane. Like, I love that. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to clock them, but like, I didn't do any setup of these LFOs, and I just have like instant seamless modulation, which to a novice like me, that is not so easy to come by. It, takes time, it takes brain power, and it's so fun and immediate here. Now there's 2 oscillators in the digitable one, as is like classic for the wavetable ones. If we go past 0 again, let's do that, and then I think I can invert this to, let's go to the next one. Yeah, so just to spice it up even further, let's bring up some more that sub-octave just to fatten it up a little more. And then the mix mode, morph, splice, multiply, min, max. I like the multiply. I don't know if we're just getting like a little fake rectifying or what, but A-B mix. Thing is, with these very complex, very morphed wavetables, you see on the oscilloscope that mixing them doesn't make a ton of difference, right? Just because they're so complex, and it's great. I think there's actually FM over these too, which is nuts. Like external FM. If you wanted to go into audio rate, I'd love to see how that goes. Sub pulse. Let's listen to sub. 25. Double. Quadruple. 25% width. Square. I do kind of like the square, actually. It's fat. Sync. I'm not sending anything external. FM. Okay, we better send it external. Let's take output of, what can we take? Can we take a triangle wave from the Mind Phaser? So sync. Okay. Sean, if you're watching, you were asking me about doing wavetable FM. We're doing wavetable FM. Wavetable sync. And then onboard envelopes. Let's just jump into there. So I am sending it gates from my sequencer, so let's do that. Attack, we want to bring down just for funs. Decay. And again, you can modulate this, and you can see in real time how that modulation is affecting it. And I think that's like incredibly powerful if you're new like myself. Oops. So the one thing that I do find is often you're trying to twist a parameter and you didn't click into it, and then you send yourself through the manual, which I almost just did there again. Sorry, you send yourself through 100 different parameters. And remember, where I've assigned the envelope to modulate other parameters is also being affected by this. So. Presets, there's lots that come on board. Digit, voice, this preset workflow is great. It's dead simple, and I absolutely adore that about it. Now, if I hold in, how do I save my own? If you know, you let me know in the comments. Okay, let's go into the next algorithm, tone sum, which is an additive synthesis. They describe tone sum as... Tone sum is an additive-based voice that produces a range of physical and organic sounding tones entirely from 12 combined sound waves. It allows complex and nuanced tones to be shaped intuitively from familiar EQ and filter-style spectrum controls, as well as unique options such as harmonic distribution and detuning. These sound like bringing a lot of subtractive synthesis things into a very not subtractive synthesis algorithm. So the distinct voice can produce anything from bright, glassy tones to woody plucks or inharmonic sweeps. We are in the envelope generator section. Let's just go up. Now, the in and out are stereo, which means stereo spread in our case. So I'm going to bring them both up to unity. We're not going to quantize it on board. Again, I can't believe they have that. That's so cool. Maybe... we don't want scale. We'll pitch it down an octave. Again, it is a little... Okay, if I'm hitting the back button, that'll help me get out. Okay, I need to make more use of that back button. Let's get into mono. I feel like we've demonstrated the chord now. We don't need it as much. Here's the ratios. All the even harmonics. All of the harmonics. All of the odd harmonics. And then the harmonic percentage. We get into sine mode. But again, if you want to, let's use my envelope. Yes. Sorry, it's sometimes knowing where you're at. Notch filter, yes. Yes. Oh, filter. Sweep with the onboard modulation. Let's go. Flip. What does flip do? Let's ask the manual. Flip multiplies the level of every other harmonic by 2 times. Okay. In practice, this reduces the level of every other harmonic. This is so much. Detune. Oh, okay. This is better. What if we just have a hair of detune? I really like that. I mean, this isn't what I think when I think additive, but I love it nonetheless. You know what? Spread not going to work in this patch because I am sending mono to the mixer. Let's pull it out for a moment. Let's hear that stereo spread. And envelopes, we already went over it. Same on this one, same on all the other algorithms. There's a mixer. Let's do some preset hop in. Yes. Here's Blank Banshee fans in the house. Oh, probably don't want my sync going in there. That's okay. It's only affecting the pitch, not another parameter. Vibes. Yes. Again, lots of like drums, wind, glockenspiel. Oh, create. Okay. Okay, so that's the workflow. You get to the end and then hit plus. There's a lot of, if you can't find it, you either hold it or you scroll to the beginning. Let's get into this BC 8000 rather. This is a multi-mode synthesizer voice inspired by the specialty oscillator types available on the classic JP 8000, and I freaking love this one. I'm a sucker for super saws, and this one provides that goodness. The BC 8000 is a multi-mode synthesizer voice inspired by the specialty oscillator types available in the classic JP 8000 synthesizer. It can produce an array of different textures and sounds from super saw, triangle mod, noise, and feedback oscillator modes. Built-in resonant multi-mode filter and dedicated pitch mod LFO make this voice a likely choice for organic and expressive sounds. It sounds freaking great. So here it is. Jump into it, and we better go quick because this one's long. So at this point, you're familiar with the pitch controls. So we'll skip through that. The chord. I will say this one probably a candidate for some techno stabs, you know. For that sake, you know what? Yeah, let's do major. And I'll slow down my sequence. Yeah, so there's different modes. There's supersaw mode, wavefolder mode, and feedback mode. I love the supersaw. Detune. Yes. Funny that super mix ends up making it like less super saw. Maybe it's less detune, mod depth. Again, these UI things like showing you the mod depth. That's outstanding. I just like, why can't everything have this, you know? Audio rate? No. Filter? High pass. Notch. Hello. Yes. Res is resonance. This is my favorite algorithm, sorry. Yes. Presets. Vowel. It's very signy. I don't know about that one. But, oh, the Hoover. Yes. Ocean. Busy Bee. These are where I plan to hang out. All right. Cylon. So I was thinking we might try something a little weird, a little different. If you'll indulge me, we're going to use the vocoder. It can be for any other source, like example, this triangle from our Mind Phaser. Right? We're doing a chord still. I don't know if that's a carryover. Apparently these are Battlestar Galactica references. I haven't seen the show, but if you have, you let me know if you're familiar with the Cylon from the show. I'm assuming this is also another character as well. Classic sounds nice, Formant. But I thought it would be fun as well to do a little bit of this if we could, if we have a long enough cable, to take the external in of our vocoder and
It would be the vocoder, yeah, that works. Yes, I'm so done. Okay, we got to turn it up. Yes. Yes, I gotta keep talking or it's not gonna work. So here's format. If I keep talking, this is the slope, which will affect a little bit of filter-esque stuff because it's moving the other algorithm at the top. And then the notch is another filter. And I love all of these graphics. Crush. Yeah, crush. Let's go.
Sorry, too much fun. Okay, let's get into Vertana 90s analog. And we'll mix it in. Pitch, we've been over lots already. Chord, let's go back into mono just because we've done lots of polyphonic stuff at this point, and we'll go wave A. Yes. Ramp, let's go. Triangle. Let's go pulse. PWM. And already I am in love with this voice. Detune? Yes. Drift? The filter? This is excellent. Wow. Chorus! Give me that chorus. I love chorus. Oh, this one isn't. That's alright. Again, though, this UI is amazing. If I increase the rate, is the animation going to control? Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I love it. We went over envelopes before. Let's do some presets. Do tunnel. Ooh, Hoover. Give me my Hoovers. 303? Okay. 101, now we're talking. Yes. Yes. Well, I don't know what that is, but I'm down. Overtone. Yes. Animated. Yeah. Alright. The kick. Voice. Sounds like something I would make, and I love it for that. Let's bring in our other. Pitch we went over. Mono, you can do chords? Why not? Chaos. I don't know, this just like, again, this, when it comes to like a tool, like it can be anything, right? You want more voices in your rack. I think if you had multiple MCO R2s, you... Anyway, sorry. Again, I'm not here to sell it to you. I'm just like my thoughts on like how useful it is, right? I love the flexibility. So click. I love drum synthesis. That's like way too fast for a kick drum, but love playing a percussive melody. If I take out my pitch... Oh, that seems really deep. Thump! Here, let's take out our other pieces. So you just hear the MCO Mark II. Thump. Sub. Do we have different outputs here? Oh yeah, okay, so output B, output A. No, they're both. Crazy though. FM. Wow, this is actually really deep. Yes. Distortion types. Wave folder, bit crush. Oh, of course, naturally you can just modulate through them all. Why wouldn't you be, right? That's... I love it. Modern kick. I was like, future. I was like, okay, it's going to be an afterthought. I didn't even think to prepare for this in the video. Who are you? Who are you, MCO? This is... Okay, maybe my octave choice wasn't very good for this one. So when I don't send it a melody... It's alright. Oh, hello. That is... Damn. That's insane. Okay, last one is the Sid Guts. Let's go down an octave again. So chord, I feel like if you're doing chiptune, which I wish I could, but maybe with this I can, I feel like mono is the way. Shape, square, ramps, triangle. It's pretty subby noise. I feel like square, you gotta... Oh, of course you can modulate through the shapes, right? Right? Why wouldn't you, right? This is the workflow I want. Honestly, like in everything. Everything should have a screen and be easy. Anyway. I know there's some DAW-less purists out here who, like... I know we're all in hardware music to get away from the screen, but I mean, to me, that's the proverbial screen, the bad desk, and this is the good desk, you know what I mean? I want these screens. These are amazing. Ring mod. Sync. Let's turn that off, though. Filter. Low pass? High pass? Band? Notch? Notch always sounds good. Oh, we love chiptune. LFO that. Resonance. Yeah. You know what? This one might be a good one, especially for presets. I bet they've got some good chiptune stuff. These are actually surprisingly formidable synths. It doesn't sound like cheesy. But I want cheesy. Maybe not that. Yes. This is what I want. Now we're talking. Yes. This is what I'm talking about. Yes. Interesting, all these user ones. Yeah, that's MCO Mark II. I feel like I'm having an existential crisis. I'm like, the flexibility of it too, like having all this on board is just like, I don't know. Yeah, makes me sort of reconsider what a system could be. Because what if you had four MCOs as completely interchangeable pieces in your system that could be anything. You didn't have to think about your system as like drums on one side and voices on the other side. And which oscillator do I want to choose for this one? What if everything was completely interchangeable? And usually when it comes to that, I think like completely nightmare. But like when it comes to MCO, like it spans such a wide range so easily that I'm like, oh. Anyway, definitely hanging on to this one. I'm super stoked on it. What I did want to pull up, though, was an interview with ALM with Waveform Magazine, where they being do Matthew Alum. That must be what the ALM comes from. I know they say it doesn't come from anything, but must be. What I wanted to pull up, though, he said something. It's kind of weird with Eurorack because people don't like menu diving, or they think they don't like menu diving, but in moderation, it's actually pretty useful. Preach, preach. I see a lot of modules where people go to the opposite way and avoid having a menu, qubit. They make it more complicated by having hundreds of buttons, qubit, a bajillion different things, and it's almost more confusing. Qubit, I think try and design. Sorry, he didn't say I think. He says, I try and design so you can get 80% of a module's functionality without looking at the manual. Yes, preach. It'll be stuff that hopefully you'll remember easily. Oh, that's just, I'm not here to swoon over ALM, but it's just like that. I just want to say, I love Qubit. Databender is my favorite Eurorack module, but I just like this design philosophy is like, this is Kino. This is, as the kids say, this is the way. So anyway, I'm Tafony. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.